Hey there, thanks for coming. Now, I know what you're thinking. This guy must have lost his marbles, overanalyzing a comic relief character's catchphrase from a comedy anime. And while you're absolutely right, I actually think there's more to being elegant than meets the eye. That it isn't just a meme without substance, but rather a praiseworthy lifestyle we should all aspire to. And that's why after many sleepless nights pondering the true meaning of elegance, I'm finally ready to share with you what I found were the 4 markers of Henry Henderson's elegance, and by extension, how we too can become
elegant.
Ready? Story time. Spy Family is a dark, almost dystopian drama with a comedic overtone. In a world in the midst of a Cold War, where murder and espionage are commonplace, there's a school seemingly shielded off by a magnetic force field from the twisted happenings of the outside world. Within the walls of the prestigious Eden Academy, the secret police doesn't exist, and the threat of a terrorist strike is non-existent. Within the confines of this school, one needs not concern himself with censoring his speech or watching over his shoulder for agents of the corrupt government. It's a special place, led by a special man. Meet Henry Henderson. And he's kinda wacky. So much so that his uncontrolled bursts of admiration have landed him in the Comic Relief Characters Hall of Fame. All in the name of the pursuit of elegance. Elegance is defined as the quality of being graceful and stylish in appearance or manner, of being pleasingly ingenious and simple. And in a world this shrouded by uncertainty and complexity, elegance is more important than ever. Alright, let's break it down. There's a specific kind of image associated with elegance, right? When you think elegant, you think of a slender ballerina on stage, mesmerizing thousands with her hypnotic movements. Or maybe you think of a mustached man, clad in a 3-piece suit, tipping his top hat to passers-by. The commonality of all these embodiments of elegance is that they all look good. And when I say look good, I don't necessarily mean attractive. I mean it more in the sense that other people have a good impression of you. It's inelegant if you show up to an interview with stained clothes. It's inelegant to be rude or callous to children. Anything that might put your reputation, your image, in jeopardy is more than likely to be considered inelegant, according to the teachings of Henry Henderson. It's not about how symmetrical your face is, it's about how well you take care of yourself. It's not about how much money your parents made, it's about being graceful in your interactions with other people, regardless of who they may be. In this sense, anyone can achieve the foundational step towards true elegance. So brush your hair, put on some deodorant, and let's move on to... If looking good was the foundation of our school of elegance, then becoming effortless is the ground floor. Let's think back to the ballerina for a second. She's elegant as she effortlessly flutters across the stage. But what if she suddenly stumbles and falls flat on her face? Not so elegant. What if she doesn't fall, but her movements become coarse and forced? Also not elegant. So what true elegance boils down to then is competence. When a person is extremely competent at what they do, no matter what it is, then they'll be able to make the task seem almost effortless and therefore elegant. Henry Henderson rewards competence. He sets up all sorts of traps in order to test the competence of the potential candidates for Eden Academy, and only selects from the families competent enough to navigate past them effortlessly. That's why he commends Anya when she so effortlessly dodges the balls in that one dodgeball episode. And that's also why he respects Twilight for never breaking a sweat. But don't worry if you're not competent enough in anything to be effortless at doing it yet. Henry also acknowledges the effort it takes to become effortless, as we can see when he discovers Anya's desire to learn. So never be afraid of putting in the elbow grease needed to get good at what you do, because trying hard is the first step to becoming effortless. Alright, now it starts to get a little more abstract, but stay with me here because this third key to elegance is arguably even more important than the first two. Being elegant isn't just about how you look or what you do, it's also about what you believe in. Rather, do you have admirable values that you strongly believe in? This is so important because there's nothing more inelegant than a man who folds on his beliefs the moment they're challenged. Imagine a man who toots his own horn about being devoutly loyal to his partner, but then cheats on her the second the opportunity presents itself. Not elegant. But the man who values fidelity and chooses to stay loyal despite being attractive to many, that's elegant. And it might seem kind of far-fetched to some of you that what you privately believe in can shape how the public sees you, but it's actually pretty straightforward. When you have strong beliefs, you'll naturally act them out in your day-to-day life. If you truly value kindness, then you'll try to be kind when you can. If you value politeness, then you're more likely to be polite to strangers, etc., etc. So in a way, people can see the values you believe in. And if your beliefs aren't solid and change direction every time the wind blows, then you'll be deemed inelegant. When Twilight threatened to walk out of the interview after the rather overweight headmaster's son made Anya cry, he risked Anya's spot in Eden Academy, something most parents would kill to have, and also jeopardized the success of his incredibly high-stakes mission. But in doing so, he earned the respect of Henry Henderson precisely because he stood up for what he believed in, fully knowing the consequences. Here's a more personal example. One of my values as a YouTuber is telling the truth. And because of that, I make sure every one of the stories I share with you guys on this channel are true. I don't make stuff up to try and look good, and I don't hide the embarrassing stuff that makes me look kinda cringe. And that's because I firmly believe in building trust between you and me. And if I lied to you and I was ever found out, then that trust would be forever broken. So if the price I have to pay is embarrassing myself every now and then in front of you guys, then yeah, I'm more than happy to. Okay, enough about me. Let's move on to the fourth and final key to elegance. And that's... Alright guys, I know I just said that being elegant meant having strong values and sticking to them, but hear me out here. Being open to change is the highest level of elegance, which you should only strive to unlock after you've mastered the previous three. You have to know the rules before you break them. You gotta perfect the basics before you can pull off a trick shot. You gotta know the song before you improvise, that kind of stuff. So what does being open to change mean? Well, if you have a firmly held viewpoint and other people convincingly show you the flaws, the more elegant person is the one that backs down and humbly admits they were wrong, often with a bit of humor and goodwill. A person who sticks to his guns in the face of overwhelming evidence to the contrary, the guy that chooses to die on a hill, is more often than not inelegant. But you know, this is a tricky one. There's a fine balance between being humble and being a pushover. Don't back down if you think you're right, but don't keep pushing the issue if you think you're wrong. And what I find really helps here with differentiating the two is to have a calm and open mind at all times, so that you're not controlled by your emotions. Because let's face it, when we're emotional, we always think we're right. In Spy Family, Henry Henderson himself was moved enough by Twilight's display of his values that he changed his mind about what it meant to be a teacher, so much so that he took up arms and socked the principal's son in retribution for what he'd done to Anya, a supreme display of elegance. So I'm a product manager at a tech company, and what that means is that I lead a team of engineers and get to make decisions on what gets built. That being said, I've always fostered a culture of open communication and feedback with my team, and because of this, even my most firmly held beliefs on what the team should be building sometimes get challenged. And I'll tell you right now, when I feel like my boys are right and I'm wrong, I back down. The result? We're the highest performing team in the company, and me and my boys are tight. It took a while, but I learned that being open to change and admitting you're wrong sometimes makes people respect you even more. And that, my dear viewer, is elegant. Alright, so a lot of my videos are pretty serious, and this one was a little more lighthearted and fun, but hopefully it brought value to your life all the same. Remember, anyone can become elegant so long as you embody these 4 teachings of Henry Henderson. Number 1, look good or present yourself as best as you can. Number 2, become effortless. Strive to become as competent as you possibly can. Number 3, hold strong values and stick to them. Don't be a leaf drifting in the wind. Find what you believe in and stick to it. And 4, don't be afraid to change your mind, because no one can always be right. So yeah, hope this video inspired you at least a little bit, and if it did, why not subscribe to the channel and join the gang? I'm Sorex, and this channel is all about helping misdirected young men improve themselves through the power of story. Sometimes anime stories, sometimes my own. And if you found this video helpful, then I think you'll like this next one too. It's a story about becoming successful through hard work. So click on that and I'll see you there.